my topic today is about building relationships, and I have called it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And really, all relationships, regardless of their length, have some purpose. And when you know what that purpose is, then you really know how to deal with that person. And I have found it to be exactly the same in BNI. You see, some people join BNI for a reason. They want something. It may not be referrals. It may be support or help with their business. Maybe they work on their own and want to be part of a community, or maybe they're looking for collaborations, I should say. Perhaps they are new to the area and they want to expand their network and meet with like-minded people. And we can help them all, because everything we do is grounded in givers gain, and that is so powerful. So some people will only stay for a season, a year or two. And a seasonal relationship is just as it sounds, a relationship that that lasts for a season, similar really to the months in the year. Some seasons last longer than others, but a seasonal relationship will end just the same. As much as a season may be needed, there comes a time for change. And we have to appreciate that and understand that there is nothing we can do to stop that. But what you can do is stay connected because you never know where that may lead in the future. And I have always believed that the way you start a relationship is the way you finish a relationship. So if you start on great terms with all enthusiasm and gusto, make sure at the end, you can continue that relationship, even if it's just one connection a year. But then, of course, there are the lifetime relationships. And at this point, they transcend just business. And from my experience, strong relationships are a lot like building close personal friendships. And there was a study in 2018 by the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, and it was found that it takes about 50 hours of interaction to move from being an acquaintance to becoming a casual friend. And then it takes 90 hours to become a real friend, and a total of 200 hours to become close friends. And this includes hours spent sharing social activities or maybe just talking. But the same goes for business too. It takes time for people to become close enough to receive referrals from their network. So how long does it take then to build a close relationship where they trust you enough to give you regular referrals? Well, remember, true networking is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And unless you've built meaningful relationships with your referral partners, it just isn't going to happen. It takes somewhere between 90 and 200 hours for people to receive referrals from their network. And that may shock you. But if you think about it, it's probably true and certainly matches perfectly with what I've seen in BNI. And when BNI members hit that 90-hour mark with their participation, they're almost always receiving good referrals at that stage. And they can generate an average of over 5 times the number of referrals they did in their second year. So that's 500% more referrals when you've built strong friendships and good referral partners. So if you want referrals for life and not just one-offs, then you have to develop these strong relationships. And I think everyone on this call probably knows that. But there are 3 steps that I just want to very quickly go through with you now. And the first one is just to be realistic about the time that you have to devote to your network to gain that critical level of confidence you need in your profession to ensure that there is that steady flow of referrals. And it will be different for everyone. And don't think that by joining a network that the referrals will flow. It won't. It's all about the relationships that you build. So as well as attending the meetings each week, take part in the socials as well and have fun with your teammates. This will build your relationships faster and deeper than anything else. But number 2 is to engage, stimulate, and educate your trusted network during your weekly presentations, focusing on the value you provide to your clients. And spend time, prepare your weekly presentations, and always have a call to action at the end. And the third tip is have regular one-to-ones and actively listen for what you want. So don't just have one-to-ones with the people that you know and like, or the people in your power team. Have it with everyone. And once you've gone round the whole room, go around the room again. Businesses develop and goals change, and that will be the same for your network, but also for you as well. So this is critical knowledge to help you find the referrals and vice versa. And then, of course, the follow through is super important. So remember then that all of this takes time, 90 to 200 hours. And it's only daunting, really, if you think about it, because of the numbers, 90 and 200. So the best way to speed up that process is to work in the process of developing relationships with the people you are networking with. So let me ask you a question. Would you prefer a network, say, of 10,000 people, most of whom you don't know, or would you prefer a smaller, deeper network where you have strong relationships and you can build referral partners for a lifetime? Just pop your hand up if it's the latter. Yay, of course it is. I didn't expect anything else. Absolutely. You do have to build those really, really strong relationships. So look, when I first started BNI, one of the first phrases I heard was networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. You sow the seeds to reap the rewards further down the road. And my goodness, has that stood the test of time for me. It is about building relationships and friendships with other business professionals, and that always takes time. So as I said at the beginning, I started my journey with BNI 26 years ago. And in that time, you can imagine I have met literally thousands of people, some for a reason, some for a season, and others that will stay with me for a lifetime. And over the last year, I have had the honor and the privilege of celebrating some of the 25th anniversaries of a number of the chapters that I started. And included in those celebrations are past members, many of whom are now friends and part of my trusted network. And you know what? I really wouldn't have it any other way.